breathing on my heart.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the New York Giants. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Set. H.E. Gator. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Running it with the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year a season ago, Saquon Barkley. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. That's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back. Part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Now Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep, Danny Amendola. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. A look at Kerryon Johnson, 2nd-year man out of Auburn. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
250. 32.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Bristol, Travis.
43-yard line.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
180.
Brings up 3rd and
232.
3rd and 2, Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Lorenzo Carter able to record his 5th sack of the season. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Play action. Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jarrett Davis came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. On third down, Jones. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, it's not been their bread and butter. I don't know, is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. The left side completion to Jones. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and 8.
On second down now, it's Johnson, and he'll go down at the 28. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
On second and 11 now. Stafford caught on the right side by Jones. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's third down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out.
Come on, QB, come on.
Now Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
To throw is Stafford. And his throw is incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, but it'll be second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
50, 50. 57's the mic. 57's the mic.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Lorenzo Carter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Now, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Saquon Barkley takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. Here comes Amendola. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson, and he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. The 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Jones throwing complete here to Tate. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Barkley. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Hey, Haywood! Fire!
Jones throwing on first down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 17. Here's Stafford. Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Sam Martin now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
The Giants take over first and 10.
Let's go!
34-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
40 for Mike. 40 for Mike. Now! Mike 40, Mike 40. Here we go. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Throwing on first down. Jones. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, Orbit.
Jones now throwing again. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards on the play, first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a play fake it at Stafford. He'll buy some time right. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. First and 10 at the 43. Johnson. The tackle by Janoris Jenkins.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Throwing on third down, Stafford. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
Well, that kind of catch is supposed to pay off with at least a first down, isn't it?
Instead, he'll just add it to his highlight reel, but they don't pick up the first.
Yeah, he gets the yardage, he gets the catch, but now they have a decision to make.
Omaha, ready, move.
They snap it to Stafford. That's to his running back, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Stafford going to come up first and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on third down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. The shotgun snap for Stafford. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something anything to get you off to a quick start.
He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll run with Barkley. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a fourth down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness, off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. An update over in Soldier Field. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
At their own 34-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk. To come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
From the 41, Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. This is Barkley. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Now Jones throwing on 4th down. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go, defense.
The first down carry here for Johnson. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Lions offense cashes in with 6. Prater for the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 23. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 17-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Check, 47.
They'll run with McKissick, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point good by Prater, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On the run, it's Barkley. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, Jones. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out.
Ready.
Jones now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Barkley. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Watch the run. Ready.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Throwing Jones. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They will run it. It's McKissick. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Here's McKissick, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
1st and 10.
A carry now for McKissick. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
20.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
It's a loss of a yard. Bringing up 3rd and 12.
3 down, 3 down.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Detroit, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Oakland Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Giants, changes could be in the air as they fall to 0-8 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.